Hey everybody, welcome back to Exort Series 13. I'm your caster Iceman. We're bringing you the very first match here of this series. So we just finished up a few days ago, and we're going to bring you a brand new series here. And I'm here to kick it off with everybody here at Exort. So I'm excited to bring you the brand new matches here. The first match of the day is going to be between Fisher College and Hyper Spirit. As we take a look at the map bands here right quick, we're going to be starting off getting rid of things like Train and Inferno. We're gonna be moving on to Fisher College's pick, which is gonna be a nuke, and then we've got Dust 2 right after that. If we have to go to that third and decide our map, it's gonna be Mirage and Noob is getting rid of. So it's Ancient to end everything off for our best of three series. So we're getting ourselves some technical nuke, we're getting ourselves some Puggy Dust 2. So we're getting a little bit of everything today, and I'm super excited for all that. So Fisher College is a team that actually sounds the way it is. It's a college in North America that's being uh, teamed by a bunch of European players, and majority of them are from the Netherlands. But a name that to look out for is a gentleman by the name of Thor, who is from Iceland. Not typically a player that you see from a flag being waved on. And then that of Hyper Spirit is they are a
Dạy gì
full
đây á?
five
Dạy
stack
cỏ
of
đây mà.
Romanians. But again, Fisher College is a college in North America, but
Dạy
they
này dạy
have been
cỏ.
churning out a lot of talent when it Counter Strike scene, and they are good at their recruitment per se. And overall, they are able to because of the nationalities. They are a European based team technically, even though they are in America. So, anyways, we are here to start off ourselves some nuke. And we've got a Fisher College who's going to be on that T side and just doing a quick A pop coming in here. Looks like the defensive side is going to be quick to hold on to this. So
Nè,
Hyper
nè, nè,
Spirit are
nè,
pretty
nè,
much
nè, nè.
showed us
Ủa phải
that they
lộn
have
mới
the A
vô
side
mà
on
không vậy.
lockdown. It's all up to Wumbo here to kind of finish it off if this bot could get something going. But Adron here is going to close everything out. So Damage and Adron. Chào All right. That's gonna take a fun bit to try to learn to say.
Em ở nơi quê phòng, nơi má em theo chồng.
All right.
Hất một súng đến từ đội hình của mấy thằng Hyper Spirit.
All right,
Đặt
so
được bom là hay
T's
này.
are lucky enough to get the bomb down
Đặt
some
một
way,
bom bắt
somehow,
một súng
through
là hay.
fire and flames and everything. They're able to get the bomb down. Happy to get the money. Everybody's running around loot scooping. Which brings us down to our rifle round, which is typically what you see, especially if we don't get the bomb down, like on round one from the T's.
Tắt được
You
tiếng
don't really
luôn, mình lộn
have
kia
the
không Tèo á.
freedom to
Tắt tiếng là không nghe được
upgrade your
âm thanh trong
weapons
game á anh em.
round two. I was playing a couple matches last night, just some pug matches, and it kind of happened to us where we just had no freedom to do anything. And typically, round two, like you just kind of hope and pray that you can get yourself a bomb plant.
Anh ở nơi quê phòng,
And that's all we
má
did. We
em
just went
theo
for that bomb
chồng.
plant.
Một
We
round thi đấu
managed to
full
get it down,
buy
and then
dành cho mấy thằng Fisher
really
Collision.
kind of steamroll from there, but
Ren yếu máu này, bên kia thì Grebo yếu máu. Một nhịp spam nữa hoặc là một cái nết được câu vào sẽ là giết. Vẫn đang hold lại Ram. Một trái flash được búp vô và một mạng 1-1. Vẫn quyết tâm mà đánh bom xa thôi. nhảy xuống ven, nhưng mà trong ven thì lại đéo có ai cả, tụi nó đang hold ở ram khá là đông. Bắt đầu đẩy vào rồi, sẽ là phát hiện ra trước một mồm đến từ vị trí của Aza. Mini cũng phải nằm xuống luôn. 4-2. Một round win dành cho đội hình của bên phía Fisher Collection thôi. Xếp lại cho mình đó là một khẩu rifle và một khẩu FAMAS. Có muốn xếp không hay là đi bắt súng luôn? Này cứ xếp thôi chứ. Bắt làm gì? Tiền cũng không quá nhiều đâu, cho nên là thôi xếp thôi.
Allow them to win their 1v1 duels and come out on top here. Iris are going to have to save this, and hopefully Damage is going to be able to upgrade his gun. There you go. That's what he was trying to do. Just he wanted to get that M4 and run away. And as both teams head to their respective sides of the map,
2-1.
they're going to be happy to take those guns for the next round.
Rớt một súng đến từ đội hình của bên phía Fisher Collection thôi. Round này vẫn là một round thi đấu full buy bình thường, vẫn có tiền để buy game sau. Còn bên phía đội hình của bên phía Hyper Spirit, round này sẽ dường như là một round thi đấu key round này. Round này thua là hết tiền. Round sau buộc phải eco đến từ đội hình của bên phía Hyper Spirit. Còn không thì sẽ là fork buy luôn. Có một nhưng mà đổi 2 đến từ đội hình của bên phía Fisher. Hơi khó rồi. Đã có những nhịp spam vào. Vẫn đang canh lại cho mình nó ram. Có quyết định là đẩy vào bom xe A hay không đây? Mini dạt vào và có được một. Bên kia thì cũng đổi lại một rồi, nhảy lên Heaven. 1-3. Những nhịp táp là tốt, nhưng mà một pha bắn nghi sọc. Không kịp đặt bom xuống. Thôi. Ê cô ơi, tiền đâu nữa bắn. Cộng ngon. Cộng 3.5 ngon.
At a Fisher College, but college have come back with a vengeance, if you want to call it that. Come back with a vengeance and managed to win the next 2 rounds. Actually forcing Hyper Spirit to have to.
Round này thì easy thôi, round này là một round hút eco thôi. Đừng để rớt một cây súng nào, sẽ là một round thi đấu thành công đến từ đội hình của bên phía Fisher Collection. Còn bên phía ngược lại thì chỉ cần bắt được cho mình 2 cây súng thôi. Nhưng mà tầm này bắt súng thì cũng chả là vấn đề gì cả, khi mà 2 round thi đấu vừa rồi là 2 round thi đấu chết chay đến từ đội hình của bên phía Hyper Spirit. Thôi, 5-1 không chuột cũng què. 3-2. BO3 anh em ơi. BO3 nhưng mà bị delay á. Kèo mấy cái giải này anh em toàn phải vào trước trận thôi. Chứ trong trận không có kèo đâu anh em ơi. Trong trận tắt hết kèo rồi. Toàn kèo trước trận thôi.
A's or I's? A's? Yes. I's.
Một round thi đấu full buy đến từ đội hình của bên phía Hyper Spirit. Kê lại cho mình nó cái mini đến từ vị trí của Ren. Có những nhịp spam rồi, Ven bị trả lửa vào rồi, cháy đấy. Chui xuống Ven làm lùn gì cho mất 48 máu không biết. Rebow kết liễu luôn vị trí của Diamond ở Ven. Một cái nét được cầu Rex Smoke thôi, nhưng mà cũng phải nằm xuống đến từ vị trí của Risty rồi. 5-3, quá khó. Ui, bắn trước nhưng mà lại chớ đến từ vị trí của Rebow. Một trái lửa sẽ được trả ra mini không? Cái smoke này đúng hơn.
Top HUD position can sometimes backfire into great
4-2, vẫn là một round win thôi. Round này chắc là khó có biến số rồi. Vừa bảo xong thì lại nằm. Lên được tới Heaven rồi. Tầm này lên Heaven nhìn xuống sai là sẽ thấy đi được vị trí của Ren. Nhưng mà Ren đang kê lại cho mình ở cái Heaven. Một trái flash khá là trắng giái. 2 Heaven bắt đầu trả lửa xuống sai rồi. Không, trả smoke che lại. Đã thấy, đã biết. Và thế là lại là một round win. Xếp súng đến từ thằng Aaron. Xếp súng rồi. Thằng này nếu làm được gì hơn.
gave his position away by that sort of pre-fire, but the repositioning from the heavy player without knowing where Rain had gone to worked out to his advantage essentially. Now Adron's here stuck, having to save this M4. I would say it's a very important weapon to keep in the next round, but the money is pretty non-existent for Hyper Spirit, so they're gonna be stuck on a quote-unquote hero rifle. That's 4 in a row for Fisher College. I haven't been behind the mic in a while there. Ooh, got some Vita going on there. Austin Major Vita. Y'all enjoy the major? Probably why I haven't been on the mic in a while. I was essentially off attending the major and meeting some great people. Staying hyped up. I had my computer. I had a laptop, and I had set and a microphone, but I just never really got on the mic. And I'm thankful that everyone was able to pick up the matches while I was gone. Yeah, just allowed me to get there and come back without having to worry about too much, and allowed me just to be a spectator. Oh, almost got Rain in there. Fire's hot, Rain.
Kê lại khu vực mini. Bắt đầu có những nhịp spam rồi. Womber yếu máu. Bên kia Tèo còn cho mình là 4 máu thôi. Lên được tới Heaven rồi. 30 giây là tham minh đủ.
Adron here, kind of doubled up and made it really
bom
awkward
rớt
for
trong
Fisher
sai rồi.
College here,
Kê là
especially
bom
with
sai là
20
đẹp.
seconds left on the clock. The bomb is not in their possession, so now they've got to pick up the bomb. All these smoke walls down, being peppered. Bomb somehow got picked up by Wombo. I don't know if they knew that the bomb was getting picked down.
Cúc chấp người ta nhưng mà Cúc
kind of paired up together to get the last couple of kills. But I think that Hyper Spirit put some defensive smokes down, but that kind of worked against them. Pretty sure all those smokes were from Hyper Spirit, and that kind of put them in a really awkward spot, knowing that they had the bomb down. But with the low amount of health, even with the guns picked up, it made the round awkward. But it ultimately came down to they played themselves. They probably could have won that round if they hadn't smoked themselves off and been so scared to fight. Krapow's getting oh my gosh. This time, Damaj wins the fight over Krapow. Last time it was Krapow winning the fight over Damaj inside vent, so now we've had 2 different awkward fights. This time, Damaj is able to get himself a knife kill, blowing the smoke open. Critics
cố lên, kéo over nào, cố lên.
Next fight's gonna take place.
Ráng kéo over nào. 5-3, một round win không?
And at least one's gonna be required out of a
sấy
draw.
nối được 2, rớt khẩu AK luôn. Giờ cố gắng đi bắt súng thôi. Hôm nay thì không xếp súng làm gì cả. Nhưng mà phải làm xuống đến từ vị trí của Reverse. 3 năm. Vẫn còn quá giàu đến từ đội hình của mấy thằng Fisher Collection.
In total, not a bad run at Hyper Spirit. Good fight out of them, and good way to come back and put themselves in the driver's seat here. Alrighty, here we go again. Guns back in the hands of Damaj and
bắt đầu throw rồi đấy. Mấy Fisher bắt đầu throw rồi đấy.
Picking it up a little bit here.
Win được 5 round cái bắt đầu throw lại rồi đấy.
Hayes wins this fight, but takes a ton of damage for that. Ever back through the walls there in hut.
Bò lại ra ram rồi.
A little bit of space here and get some control going.
Một mồm. Quá khó.
And you can get a bullet to the side of the face there. Fisher Call's only good for one. They get 5 in a row, but Hyper Spirit of started going back and started to make things a little bit interesting. Just starting to get a little awkward here.
Quá có để chăm lo một người con gái hạnh phúc ấm no đến khi suốt đời ơi nghèo. Na 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 I love you kia. Outside đang được kê lại bởi vị trí của refer. Bên kia có biết là đang đứng ở trên mini hay không này? Đã thấy rồi. Nhưng mà nghe nhịp nhảy xuống rồi, biết rằng mini có người. Chui qua smoke và phải nằm lại. Vẫn chưa lộ được tiếng phút. Tầm này vẫn chưa lộ phút. Mà mini đã bị chiếm. Cầm ốp kê Heaven.
Understanding of how Fisher College are playing, are become a little predictable. Was able to get a player down
này thờ râu thật.
And
rao sau hết tiền rồi đó mấy đứa.
More active here.
Đứa nên nhớ là rao sau mấy đứa hết tiền
rồi. And Yum finally gets Critic to come down. And that ladder should be heard. Ace wants this fight as well, so he should know there's a player up in heaven. Yum's going to be there, ready to kind of take him down, but that smoke actually kind of hurt
không
a
thằng
little
nào
bit.
kê móc à?
Being able to trade out that kill there.
Có đứa kê móc.
But Ace with this double kill, multi-kill coming out of him. Op is still up in heaven.
Đuổi nhanh đấy chứ.
And Rain somehow able to get away. They knew he was up in heaven, then they realized, hey, where'd he go? Walked down the ladder there. Uh-oh. Got out of him.
Hey, chạy.
And Rain's not able to get away with that op. And so Fisher College, after taking 5 in a row.
Bài cố được á. Cần gì bài? Thắng rồi, cần gì bài?
Fisher College are finally back in the way of picking themselves up in a way that works.
Nơi you kia. Thế. Love you baby. Bắt đầu bắn lại rồi. Hết thờ râu rồi. Bắt đầu rồi đấy. Hay rồi đó. Rao sau mấy thằng này phải phót bay rồi. Mấy thằng này mà không xếp súng rồi rao sau tụi nó phải phót bay rồi. Xếp một khẩu AK và là một khẩu ốp. Bắt súng rồi. Tầm này chỉ có đi bắt súng thôi. Tầm này cử thằng Exort với lại thằng Wumbo để bắt súng thôi. Tầm này mà xếp gì nữa. Đi bắt súng rao sau cho mấy này phóc bay chơi.
And suppose something that was picked by Fisher College. I want to do a little bit of digging, grinding while I've got a second here.
Đúng rồi.
Ouch.
Chia nhau ra bắt súng, rao sau ép mấy người phóc bay chơi. Vãi luôn.
Can't get away with that gun, but Rain was able to not only save the gun, but also kill one
để nó
bomb.
xếp được cổ.
Fisher College have plenty of money. They
Lại mấy thanh
could
niên.
have easily reinvested back in. Trying to take the op away, but unfortunately they weren't able to. So this buy from Hyperspirit can make things a little bit awkward here. Instead of having 5 M4s, they were able to keep that op. Everyone was able to get full belts of util coming in. See if they managed to
Round này vẫn bài được, nhưng mà lượng bom mình thì sao đây? Chỉ là không có dép đầu thôi. Vẫn là bài tốt đến từ đội hình của anh vé Hyper Spirit, nhưng mà là không có dép đầu.
He was going to win this vent fight again. The Maj finds his way into the vents. And Kerpow usually that
Ti lên được 7 ra sau qua City nó bắn ăn pistol ra là nó thắng con mẹ luôn, nó xuống. Nhiều thằng nó biết chơi Ti nhưng mà đéo biết chơi City ấy. Quỷ. Như kiểu mấy thằng Mao ấy. Như kiểu mấy thằng Mao nó biết bắn City, nó biết bắn Ti lắm. Mấy thằng Mao bắn Ti hay chớ lắm.
Looking the wrong way there, Critic. Head taken off. And even though Refuser and Yoom, like there's a war with this, he could win this fight. One of the low players is down. And you have another low player and Yoom. I was the only person who's able to actually stop this fight. That's the high HP player there that went down, and Yoom's gonna have to just play this very. Oh, he's not on the bomb. Trying to bait out that shot there. Not enough time there. Good job from Fisher College.
Bắn chết hết.
Bait out that time.
Nhưng mà không gỡ được bom.
Even though Fisher College are up by 4 rounds, nobody's really running away with it. I mean, all the frags are essentially just very evened out. 6, 8, and 9 from everybody. I mean, honestly, if you look at the other side of Hyperspirit, yeah, you've got Adron there with, double-digit frags. 10 and 5 is not, not a laughable scoreline. 2 KD. You're behind by 4 rounds. That's pretty decent. Still trying to figure out what to call Chào.
Kiếm cái mini không?
Cardo.
Nghe tiếng nhảy xuống rồi. Lộ của mẹ nó phút rồi. Hay vẫn đổi được 1. Đổi được 2. Hay này.
There with 2 kills of his own. Of silencing that of Fisher College, and
này luôn.
Kind of get a couple here, so we've got a couple.
Kia solo thua ở ra mà chịu.
Back and forth, and we've kind of set on this 2v2 right now. Trying to find that vent player working together as Hyperspirit. Now it's all left up to Ace here. Those that they went upstairs. Those steps should be getting hurt here.
Phải luôn.
Nice flick onto.
Phải luôn.
And double kill.
Có thật sự là bắn trước không?
Win the round and give Fisher College the 9th up on the board on their pistol round with 13 HP left.
Có thật sự là bắn trước không?
The problem you run into when it comes to a college is you're able to kind of. Fisher College started off with, having a bunch of American players and European players back. Sort of started like in the summer of last year. Players like Refuser, Alex, Tat M. I don't know if it's Tatum or Tat M. Why not Tony, Horn, and Kerpow. Looks like they've since been recruiting, and they've been doing well as far as keeping players up.
Thắng thế này thì thua.
Looks like Thor did part ways. Horn did part ways.
Cộng về nhưng mà over đéo về.
Overall, with being able to travel to different
Cộng thì về đấy, nhưng mà over thì không.
VRS up to 148th in the world, so I mean they've definitely been trying to put themselves on the map. Just the roster I've at least heard of and I've seen trying to qualify different tournaments and do things. Looks like they've been as high as earlier this year. They've been as high as 81st in the world when it comes to VRS. Kind of dropped off a little bit. Lost some matches here. It looks like they were working on some CCT stuff, but they lost to Astrum, Amcal, Marius. They were in the Proving Grounds season 1 and lost to Astrum, Nexus, and Gun 5. Their last win came against Big Equipa. And they've lost to Cubics and Unity recently. They were in the Dust 2 .US Eagle Masters. Came in 3rd, 4th though. They beat Daku and Super Evil Gang and lost to Marsborn. But Marsborn's a pretty decent North American team. It's got Wolfie, Modem, Chop, Grizz on there, so they're a decently tenured team kind of thing. Hyper Spirit. I wonder what kind of Hyper Spirit have going on here.
Bắn cái đàng hoàng vào. Ba đánh 3. Wumbo thấp máu.
Hyper Spirit don't really have any DRS points. I don't even have a low ranking right now.
Ai luôn cầm bom.
They're trying to work. They're still trying to work their
Sợ
way
rồi đấy.
into.
Nó bắt đầu sợ tụi mày rồi đấy.
They're a full Romanian team. But the CTs of Fisher College have managed to, especially after that first pistol round retake, they actually put themselves in the driver's seat of this particular tournament, this match, I should say. Winning the CT pistol round and themselves a pretty decent advantage. And after the guns come out for Hyper Spirit, finally, it's 3 in a row for Fisher College on their CT side. And I know it's their map pick, but Hyper Spirit, they gotta start putting them, gotta start giving themselves a chance to come back into this match. And I'm taking a look at some of their stats here during this tech pause. The last official, at least on HLTV, for Hyper Spirit was back in the PGL Astana, like open qualifier, but they got knocked out pretty early. They only got to play against one match against Money Trees, and they lost 22-19. That's the last official on here. Now again, that's just official that HLTV has. Viper Spirit are looking to get themselves back in the driver's seat.
Ây, Phót bài không biết làm nên cái trò trống gì không đây.
Mr. Perfecto is joining the VP roster. That's exciting. Get some Perfecto back in the server. Our VP is starting to look like Electronic Flit, Fame, Icy, and Perfecto. They benched Norbert and Flamus. Some people thought Flit and Fame might be heading over to Paravision, but I don't know. Boomage is off doing bigger and better things. That old Navi roster we used to have that kind of dominated the world for a minute there. He's off doing bigger and better things, but it's good to see Perfecto back in the server. I'm excited about that one. Getting ourselves some Copenhagen Wolves back again. The shorts page. They're one of the invited teams to Ace League's playoff that's going to be happening here this weekend.
Lâu vậy.
Hopefully I'm going to be a part of that here shortly.
Bánh tiền à? Lâu thế.
Now in this off season, we get ourselves some fun little roster mania. Kind of like I was having a conversation with people while I was at the major, and I was we were just kind of talking CS, obviously, right? And essentially, from my perspective, I just don't think that our roster mania this off season is going to be as bad, or as crazy as it was in the last off season. Around the holidays, after the Shanghai major, the Christmas holidays and the off season, I had a really solid feeling that it was going to be hella crazy when it comes to the roster mania. A lot of moves, a lot of people were disappointed, a lot of rumors, and it was, the Robs trade and Spinks trade and the Elise trade. Falcons, heroic, like everyone just making huge, just blockbuster moves kind of thing. And we all just kind of had this feeling that it was going to be crazy. It's just going to be out of control. And they were right, they were essentially right when it came to that. And it kind of worked out for people. There were some moments where Balance looked like they were shining, especially with the Spinks trade. And obviously the Rob Smooth Vitality definitely paid off. I mean, just there are teams that are looking to just get like one trophy in a year, maybe not even a season. A trophy a year would be nice. But the fact that Vitality got 7
Tính ra cái cộng 3.5 nó lại ngon đấy chứ.
is fine.
Tèo tính đi cộng 3.5 để bảo hiểm cái over.
Got Pro League, got all this stuff. The Vitality.
Tính ra cái cộng 3.5 nó lại ngon hơn cái over cơ. Ôi trời ơi.
Managed to put up a fight and they got themselves a trophy. Spirit got themselves a trophy. And overall, it was a very successful season for some of the teams. Spirit didn't make any moves, but they looked very good at times, even though they're not as dominant, because if you control Donk, you pretty much control Spirit. But I would say the one letdown for the whole season was FaZe. And I'm not saying that, making the quarterfinals of majors is disappointing, but looked a little shaky in the group stages, and everyone's expecting you to kind of be available and be there for what was supposed to be a little bit more comfortable of a match, especially having the quote unquote North American boost. Um, but phase they put themselves in a good spot, and they lost. It's a thing, but like that was one of the moves that I thought would be a good thing for phase, but it just didn't get the results I was looking for. Right? And according to Valve rankings, right now phase are sitting at eighth in the world, right behind Falcons. And when it comes to like VRS, they are eighth as well. So Falcons are fifth in VRS. Here's what FaZe are going to do when it comes to signing of. They brought Simple on for the purpose of the major, trying to win the major. Especially with Simple. Here's if they're actually going to like keep him. They bench broke you. Don't get me wrong. Like I get that part. I Simple really trying to get back in the server and hang out with FaZe. Go for the next major or not. Um, just get him some experience, get him some reps, get him back in the server. Are they going to keep Simple moving forward? That's probably the more important question. Don't get me wrong, I would love to get me my hands on some Simple stickers. Really would. I'm happy for Vitality. Happy they got the win. Still not entirely sure what's going on the server. All I know is eventually Krapal left. I was doing something. I was looking around at something. What was I doing? What was I looking at? Let's see. If anything else has happened in the CS world on HLTV? Valve introduces MENA EU sub-region in latest VRS model update. The developer has made significant changes to the ranking model, which may affect the region to which certain teams are assigned. We keep talking about this, but what are they actually going to do? Valve has released an update to the VRS standings model, notably introducing a Middle East and North Africa. Oh, Middle East, North Africa. MENA, got it. Sub-region in Europe. So they're breaking Europe down even more. One of the notable countries in this new sub-region is Israel, which was previously assigned to Asia. Okay? This change effectively makes the Liquid and EU majority roster even though the team is already classified as European following June 16th VRS model update that addressed multi-region representation. Another team impacted by this is Gigi How, should not be classified. Gigi How is now classified as a European team. Huh. They originally ranked 6th in Asia, but now they're 29th in EU because of their rebranding. Interesting. So below, we're going to find the teams that are in that Middle Eastern and North Africa subregion. Algeria, Libya, Tunisia, Azerbaijan, Cyprus, Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon, Qatar, Syria, Yemen, Egypt, Morocco, Armenia, Bahrain, Georgia, Israel, Kuwait, Oman, Saudi Arabia, and UAE. Okay. Another significant change to the latest model update is how players from African countries are not in the MENA subregion are assigned. Rather, simply counting them as Asian, these players are now counted towards the lowest priority region in the team roster. This means wildcard will now be assigned to the Americas subregion rather than Europe, as Sonic counts towards the lowest priority region on the team, Americas. Huh. JVA and Stan are North American, but they had 2 European players. Now wildcard goes to hey, huh.
Trời ơi, lâu vậy. Mấy thằng này nó làm cái gì mà lâu vậy?
Interesting. That is actually kind of interesting update. How can they just fix the game? Hopefully, after the major we can fix the game. I.e., the economy. Anything else going on in the HOTV world? Cloud9 shuts down the Navi Junior River. Not much else is happening. With that being said, congrats to Domsey for getting 320 fantasy points. Jeez, I only did 21 out of 24 games. I managed to get 139 points. That was a whole whopping 200 points away from first place. A couple Americans on the top 10. A bald guy, 195 points. Ball picks, 195 points. But 5K goes to Mr. Domsey there. Good job. Proud of you. A celebrity leaderboard, Miss Lucy Luce managed to win herself a nice little extra $1,000. Proud of you for that. Top 10 on the celebrity leaderboard when it comes to fantasy. Lucy, E2, Harans, Nart, Maui. Maui got fourth. Haka fifth. Nero sixth. Note seventh. Lucas eighth. Mike. Good job, Mike. Darth Mike there with ninth. And even though Banks missed out on a few matches, he got 10th. He had 19 out of 24 games. He missed a few games there. Still managed to get himself 10th. Good job, man. But with my points, I was literally 5,959.99 out of over 50,000 users. Guess I got top 10%. I give myself credit there, but I think I missed out on 3 games. I could have done a little bit better. But if I were over there on the celebrity leaderboard, I mean, it's only got 22 people that do it, including Flom, apparently. I'd have been in 16th place, right behind Vu. Anyway, that's that for now. All right. In the meantime, we're still waiting for Mr. Krapow to get back in the server. Maybe that college LAN pooped out on him. Waiting and hanging out as long as possible for him to come back in. Let's see. Am I in the mood for it now? We'll look at some sticker prices right quick. See if the Austin Majors bumped them up or not. Let's see.
Mẹ mày xử thua nó mẹ nó đi.
Attacker's on
Lâu
top
vãi
with the
lồn
game
thề.
sticker with $229 for his gold. Amelia Cack, $225. Why is Spook sticker so high right now? $139. I was gotten demoted down to 4th place as far as most expensive sticker, $131. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of the top 6 most expensive stickers are from Asian teams. You got Attacker, Amelia, Zacher, and Jamyoung. I say Asian CS loves their players. And then Donk, Monaseed, Nico after that. Then Vinny. Like the sticker prices are finally coming down a little bit. As far as like ROI goes, yeah, the prices have been coming down. The investment ROI is tanking. Like even the Legends capsule Negative 238% ROI. So the investment in that one's going down. Even the profit's only 1.92%. In boxing is only at 14%. But the contenders one, that's the one to go into. Got the least volatile ROI, the highest profit at 6.67%, and 40% ROI. So if you're looking for profit, it's the contenders capsule, not the legends capsule. Yeah, the legends got the biggest teams, the biggest names. That's what everybody put their money into. You got to go with the what people are not putting their money into, which is the contender stuff. It's contender teams, and then after that, it's challenger teams, and then the contender autographs. Problem with the contenders is instead of having 8 teams, you have 16 teams. Is what makes it more valuable, makes it a little bit more investable. Not a word. I know it's not the word investable is not a word, but um, makes it interesting. Sit here any longer, and I'm gonna lose my shit. I wish I knew what's going on, but I don't know what's going on. But you know, here we are doing the stuff. They managed to unbox a gold though. I got a wonderful gold, but I think his price has come down a lot. Let's see what his I think when I unboxed it was sitting around like just under 20. Let's see. When I unboxed it, it was at when I unboxed it, it was sitting at either 20. I think it was at 18, I think when I unboxed it. 17, $18. And then he like just died right around here. Yeah, it was at like 18. And shortly after that, I went to like 8 and 7 and 2. And I was sticker sitting around like $2, $3. It's at 207 on my box. It's not too bad. I did manage to get myself a gold coin though. Let me look at my friends leaderboard. How many people got golds on my friends leaderboard? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of my friends out of 35 managed to get a gold coin. Or you haven't missed much. We're in this gorgeous tech pause. Good morning. Like I said, we're in a tech pause, so you haven't missed much. Well, again, very late's not too bad because again, we're still in the first map of this particular match. So, welcome, Mr. Alderia, to the at least 15-minute tech pause that we've been stuck in. We're waiting on Kapow to come back. Pretty much. And 6 in a row from Fisher College, and so they managed to get themselves doing stuff. And for me, I've already gone through HLTV and talked about stuff, and now I'm over on to some investments as far as the stickers go. So I've been having fun with that, and good times. And I think I'm gonna uh choose to do a stupid, and we're gonna have a little bit of fun. We're gonna do some sticker openings. Ah, dang it. The major was crappy. I'm just kidding. The major was great. It's fantastic. Let me put my card information in here. I mean, I don't care about the address part, but I'm like, look, I love you to death, but I don't want you stealing my card info. So I think the wife will kill me. Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. I promise I won't start writing to. Is that a 5 or is that a 8? Um, no. No, the major was awesome. The major was everything I wanted it to be and more. And it was definitely oh, what's the word I'm looking for? It could have been better in some senses, but it also could have been um I wouldn't say worse, right? Um but before we get to that, we're gonna have a little bit of fun. We're gonna see if we can't find some good in investing here. So you know, this is the last time I swear I'm gonna do this, but just 10 capsules. We're gonna have some fun, right? And we're going for some no, they're not gonna get marked down for like a month. Rare Atom sign trash to replace somebody. Like, did you type that article like that on purpose? They signed trash to replace somebody. Like, I know those are names, but like that's a funny way to say that title. Okay. Hold on. I gotta get to HLTV so I could be like, who wrote the who who hold on. Okay. I just said somebody isn't trash. Like they wrote that article like that on purpose. Like they had to have like we gotta have fun with this. We're only gonna get one opportunity to ever do this. All right, so we're gonna go for some I don't care. Let's see. We're going for gold. All right, we got 10 sticker capsules to unbox, and oh, we're starting off with a paper complexity. All right, good talk. Good talk. All right, paper. They could have done better. Ooh, I mean it's OG, but we got ourselves a hollow OG. But Nico Dawes did stuff in the first stage and then decided to let us down the second stage. But ooh, does look good. All right, so I don't know, 50 cents maybe. I don't know. I don't know what that's worth, but good old Fly Quest. Good old Fly Quest. All right, all right. So we've gotten one of everybody so far, but there's 16 teams in here, so there's a lot to unbox. All right, what's our fourth capsule gonna be? Heroic. Okay, some paper heroic. All right. Let's hope they do stuff in the next season. Pretty good about surprising us and making moves. Bait. All right. I just got baited. All right. Good talk. Good talk.
Um, they should. That's a big blow, yeah. They should go for Clem. I'm gonna keep saying it until somebody signs the kid. Yep, somebody needs to sign Clem, and Heroic needs to sign Clem. That's all I'm gonna say about that. All right. Yeah, clearly OG likes me. So does his belt buckle. I got a purple foil OG. All right. Good talk. Good talk. All right. Pog. We got a few more to open here. Legacy. All right. Got ourselves some South American representation in here. All right. We've got two more left. Two more left. All right. Oh, I think everybody was. I mean, shit, even my wife was. She's like she was getting hyped. I was telling her the story about Legacy. She's like, "All right, I'm going to put them in to qualify for the playoffs," and they almost did it. Yeah, she's in my stage 3. Yeah, yeah. If it wasn't for my wife, I probably wouldn't have my gold coin right now. So, yeah, thank you, wifey, for helping me earn this. Because I clearly did trash in the first 2 stages. But thank you, Vitality, for now winning. And are we back?
Okay, we're back. All right.
Theo putting in a lot of work with that Mac 10, center of the site, and he's cracked this round open with a double kill. Break on the smoke from Mini. Critic goes down. Nyar? We'll figure that out later. Manages to pick up one more, and that bomb will go down. This round should be locked in with Hyperspirit as long as they play with each other, and who other than CO to close out the round. So, Hyperspirit, out of the tech pause, come out swinging.
Yeah, give me like 2 seconds.
Okay. Gotta shake off the rust, you know? It's been a little bit.
Yeah. Đợi mấy ngày nó bắn mà ngủ mẹ nó gục luôn ấy.
Oh, do they not have audio on me?
Yeah, I'm just listening to the stream. I just don't know if he knew that you joined in. That's all.
Gotcha. Well,
until then, you can just keep talking. It's fine.
Nah. I mean, I should probably let you take the reins.
No, it's all good. It's all good. The only name that I've been trying to work on is Mr. Ciarcadou. That's the only one that I've been working. I've been struggling with on Hyperspirit side.
Yeah, it's a rough one.
But yeah, definitely after the tech pause, finally getting everybody back in the server. Hyperspirit, they lost 6 in a row there, so it was kind of Fisher College running everything on their defensive side. But kind of a nice little fight coming out from them to be able to, at least not turn over and give up. And Wumbo at least sees a leg miss shot out of him. Hello.
Critic opens up the round as well. So Hyperspirit keep it going so far. This op of Wumbo is trying to get active. I'm just now realizing that that ER person I was talking about, it's just Rain's name backwards. I was just looking at the feed and got away from me.
Ooh,
okay.
nice shot.
Oh my god. Don't let this get too out of control. Another tag to the wall by the Beagle. But he'll be locked in. No escape, and Critic will find the last 2 kills with the Galil. Hyperspirit consecutive rounds. Trying to mount this comeback against Fisher College. But the bright side is that they've broken through the economy at this point.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't know a Deagle could pierce through that really thick wall there inside Hut.
Yeah.
What's that wall made of?
I mean, Deagle does have one of the highest pens in the game, doesn't it?
I mean, it has some decent penetration. Yeah, I mean.
And it only did I think it did did get to something like 7 damage.
I just figure like it's concrete.
Yeah, definitely on the higher end of wings I've seen, but I'm not like terribly surprised. So another multi-kill to open up a round for Hyper Spirit. They're leaning on those a lot right now, it seems, and let's see how we'll stack up a third. Good play from him to find Hyper Spirit a nice and comfortable 7th round, but this was the full eco. This was the easy round. Fisher are going to be looking to get those rifles out in the next. Wumbo's just going to tuck away. Won't last long. Critic comes in, clears him out. And that gap is rapidly closing.
Tại tới chơi không?
Rapidly closing, getting
Tại
themselves
tới
some
chơi
rounds,
không
but
anh
now
em?
that Fisher College are able to bust out the rifles again, Wumbo's not going to be able to get himself the AWP, but again, it's fine. At least get the rifles back out and see if Fisher College can start to get themselves back on board. But Hyper Spirit at least fighting back. They're not giving up, and Nuke is definitely one of those maps where if you can't read your opponent, you're gonna start to potentially be able to run away with situations like this. So some aggression, nice flash, but not a kill coming out of Krapal there as he's trying to get some space outside, but maybe Wumbo can trade some of these back.
Yep, so another opening kill for Hyper Spirit. We'll see if they can work this one. It's rifles out for Fisher College, but it was pretty light on the utility. So they've just kind of to take these fights. Wumbo outside will pick up one, evens us up to that 4v4, but he's taking a beating from the utility. So he just crests into that smoke. He will be caught by Critic, but not quite put down. Jiggling around the box, barely loses out that fight to Critic, but that was a very substantial one to try and pick up, and now the round kind of falls apart at the seams. Yum, the last remaining player, and he's caught outside by Critic, so good maintaining from him outside to make sure that things didn't get out of control for Hyper Spirit, and they keep this comeback going.
Yeah, I was looking for some kind of trades going on outside, but it looked like there was, you know, there was some, like, I like the fact that they were trying to get some aggression. They're trying to change up the pace of play, get a little bit faster, change up what they're doing, and it didn't quite work out. You know, some of the fights downstairs got lost, and I thought it might have, you know, started to help out Fisher College, but they only managed to get a couple kills there.
Mafia thật đấy chứ.
And basically the full eco round coming out of Fisher College, it's, you know, trying to put yourself in some ratty spots here with these upgraded pistols here, and you know, at least that's one kill down. You can still make this work.
Yeah, 5.7s, Deagles, they definitely can cause problems in rounds like these, but they're being pretty thorough at this point. They're dotting all their I's, crossing all their T's, not really giving up these ratty angles, and Fisher College just can't find a way back in. Out of the tech pause, Hyper Spirit have just come out completely swinging. This is gonna try and muster some kind of response, but it doesn't last very long, and Hyper Spirit now 2 rounds away from closing that gap.
Definitely. I mean, I thought this was going to be, you know, before that tech pause came in, I thought it was definitely going to be just more like a Fisher College runaway. I mean, it is their map pick. They closed the half out 8-4, and then turn around. They won the pistol round and won 3, like basically the first 3 on the CT side, and the scoreline was 11-5. 11-4 before this 5-round, you know, streak has been coming out from Hyper Spirit. So, you know, I don't know how it's being regulated as far as like talking during tech pauses, but you know, whether or not there is or isn't, gotten warmed up, and now Hyper Spirit in the server, and getting a little hype for them, you know, to kind of you know, make this comeback, you know, feasible.
Yeah, maybe
I'm
just
excited a little bit.
Need a moment to calm down, sort of wrap their head around the game. Or perhaps it just made Fisher College a little cold, and now they're falling into that horrible CT spiral where they're just stuck into a save and then a buy, but the utility's not all there. I mean, even still, struggling to piece together full belts of utility. They have managed to get the off out on Wumbo, so that's at least one redeeming factor, but lost Creepo.
Somebody outside. Uh-oh.
Yeah, A's is dead to rights here. Now there is one more player over towards ramp, so Wumbo trying to right the ship, but there's still more work to be done as Yum goes down inside of Mini. It's all left up to Wumbo in a 1v3, and this is probably one of the worst positions to be retaking from, especially with an op. Now he's just trying to concede himself to the save.
Mình
But he's
lùn
been
cái OT
spotted
nhá.
out, a smoke up in his face. That makes things really awkward for him. Just gonna see this creep from Critic as he's trying to close the gap. His teammates are now here to support. They've got him pinned into this red box, and they will just run him down. Hyper Spirit 1 round away. Fisher College, this game is slipping through their fingers.
Slipping away. Most likely gonna, I mean, unless some magic happens, most likely this is gonna be a tied up scoreline here, 11-11, and we're gonna be forced to go full regulation when honestly 20 minutes ago I'd been like, all right, we're on map 2, you know, ahead of us too, but we're still stuck on nuke, and this is essentially the way of the T's. This is the way kind of thing. And
Hey.
okay.
Group out, opening kill. Feels like Fisher College hasn't really had that in a while, so perhaps this is what they need to snowball around. They just needed
Nhìn
that
giống OT với cậu
man
lắm thề.
advantage to now make Hyper Spirit a little bit uncomfortable. Another one spotted out on top of the silo. Kripau is in a very compromised position here. As he reveals himself, he's going to start getting closed in upon. Adron picks him off. Just trying to make these deagles work at long range, but the shots can't connect, and it's going to start slipping away as so much space is being taken away by Hyper Spirit. They're going to start closing that gap. Rain gets one more. Damage on the board now. And that man advantage that Fisher College had just crumbles away, and the pressure of this T side is just too much to handle.
Had a couple players that are low, so I mean the deagle can work. It's just didn't find the players that were low, and it's like we said, you know, that 11-11 scoreline here has come to fruition, and now the question is, are we going to go to overtime, or is Hyper Spirit going to complete the comeback and give us what, 8 in a row? Yeah, 4 minus 13 is 9. God, I can't English. I can't math. 9 in a row. Jeez.
Yeah, this is a rough one for Fisher College. Now, the bright side is you still only need 2 more rounds to put this away, so any sort of streak can still close out the map. You don't have to get a lot. Just something to upset this streak that Hyper Spirit
Nice
pieced
nade.
together. Yeah, that's a lot of damage onto Damage. That's beautiful HE. Max damage, I think, off of it. Absolutely juicy. But again, we've seen Fisher College in these early advantages, and it still has not been enough. So we need to see something a little bit more. I feel like out of an individual, a hero moment. Feels like
please.
Kripau's going to try and be that guy. He's spamming away outside. He's just going to run through that mag, and Critic is counting the bullets. Crest to that smoke as soon as his mag runs dry. Now this forces the rest of Fisher College forward on the A site. And as they try to crunch on lobby, they're doing well to find these kills, but eventually it starts to fall apart. Now it's all left up to an individual for a clutch. I said we needed an individual moment, but now it's all up to Refuser?
Refuser, yeah.
All right. Sneaking in through control. Adron's going to be keeping an eye on it. And, well, head on a swivel. He'll just flick back over. And Hyper Spirit, this comeback has officially seemingly come to a close. Because now they look to close out the map.
I mean, they're looking to close the map out. They're looking to complete this 9-round comeback. And Fisher College, after getting to 11 on their CT side, have just not had any sort of response. That was probably the best round they've had this whole half, as far as once they got to 11, for any sort of like positivity to really kind of like lean on. But this is that moment in Counter Strike where you just got to get out of your own head, and at least man advantage
Nhìn
again
giống
going
OT
the way of Vision
vậy.
College, but at least on a gun round gun-ish round.
Yeah, I mean, they just force up everything that they can. FAMAS and an MP9 in the mix, so it's not ideal, but I mean, how many times have we just seen massive output from an MP9? So maybe that's just the change of pace that Creep Out needs. Unfortunately, he's starting to lose teammates across the map. A player all the way towards CT goes down. Now they lose the only advantage that they had. Oh, this heaven wrap from CO kind of feels like it does this round in, especially as A's turns away. It's going to come down to timing here. Ace knows about this gap. He's keeping an eye on it, but it's the FAMAS against an AK, and now Creep Out's gone down. Oh my god, I said it was going to come down to the timing, but that's just cruel. And that looks to be how Hyper Spirit win it, as Fisher College crumble under this T side. Wumbo, the last remaining player. You might get that kill, but there's 3 more to find, and the bomb is already planted on the A site. This would have to be an absolutely miraculous 1v3. And they know where he's coming from as well, as he's being fully audible about this. Hyper Spirit have pulled off a 9-round comeback to close it in regulation.
Headshot to, I was gonna say headshot to clean it up there, but 9-round comeback from Hyper Spirit. That's ridiculous, man. But geez, I mean, welcome back to the server. Welcome back to Exort Series 13. Welcome back, Alderia. We're here. We are absolutely just enjoying ourselves. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls watching around the world, don't go anywhere. We're Exort Series 13. We still have another map to play at a minimum. So we're gonna head to Dust 2 in just a second after we take a quick break. We'll be right back, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Exort Series 13, joined here by Iceman and Alderia, here between the Fisher College and Hyperspirit match. And we're going to be heading to map 2, even though that one did have a long tech pause. It did end in the way of Hyperspirit 13-11 there on Fisher College's map. They go Dust 2, or not Dust 2, on Nuke. But we are going to be heading to Dust 2 here, and hopefully Fisher College have warmed up, put themselves in a better position, and can find a way to maybe steal it back so we can head to Ancient. So, do it for the first match of the series here at Exort 13. Golly, it's been a long set of series here. Let's Al, let's get 3 maps, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see something more. I seem to be a bit of a bad luck charm for Fisher College. They did great in the first half, and then we're converting rounds. All of a sudden, I join tad bit late. It's my bad, but I'm guessing Fisher College would have wanted me to stay in bed because clearly, as soon as I joined, everything came crumbling around them, and now they have to fight back on Hyperspirit's map pick. Nuke, where we've seen them put up some really good results before. I've known this team for a good bit, and this is sort of one of their go-to playgrounds.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yep, closing the gap on that ace. I don't even think Adron meant to kill Wumbo there, but nonetheless, opening kill for Hyperspirit. That Gush is eventually converted, and then on top of that, they get one more. So, a site will be open for the plant, and they now can just tuck in for these post-plant positions. Hayes is even stuck at 2 HP, so heavy lifting has to be done from these cat players, and already one's been stripped away, the second goes down, and this round is closed by Hyperspirit.
Yeah, it was a nice little 3v4 retake, and honestly, I thought it was a 2v4, but I didn't realize that A's was down to 2 HP because, that little blue bar was pretty much gone. And this is definitely going to be a tough uphill climb because this is not a map that typically Fisher College play a lot of. They don't have a lot of officials on it. They have one official, and they played it back in March, and they lost 13-2. So I'm not saying that they don't play Dust 2. It's definitely not a very tenured map for them versus like Duke, which they have 11 officials on. So again, I'm excited. Don't get me wrong, but also at the same time, it's like who doesn't know how to play Dust 2? So that's the one thing I'm hoping that I'm just kind of leaning on is that just have fun on Dust 2.
Swinging for the fences, and well, opening kill out of the Deagle. Now this double setup towards Cat. This round does look very doable. That is until Rain clicks a double with that Galil. Sharpshooting out of him, and very well could have salvaged this round for Hyperspirit. That definitely felt like it could have gotten away with them. Reapout getting that opening kill with the Deagles, a clean one tap, and they had a chance to snowball even more with that double catwalk setup. But now Hyperspirit right the ship. They crack open the other side of the map. They're going to just seemingly transition over towards B. Damage left to hold the line and just lurk here for anybody trying to re-aggress catwalk. Eventually, A's will make his way out, but it's being watched now by a different body. Critic, full HP, will have no problem dispensing of that Deagle. Hyperspirit off to a 2-0 start. Fisher College's force doesn't quite work out.
Yeah, force didn't work out. Yeah, again, we've seen it several times where they might get the opening frag, but then ultimately turns around where they manage to get themselves, into positions. But Hyperspirit don't fret, and they don't allow the disadvantage, this disadvantageous number game to go against them. They don't freak out, and they just kind of do what they're supposed to do. And
2 lon chứ. Nhưng mà không bắt được một cây súng nào
cả đến từ đội hình của bên phía Fisher. Not a lot bit.
Chết hết.
Not a lot bit indeed. Easy round for Hyperspirit.
Nó vào tay với lại map này map bích của nó nữa.
Because now the guns come out, and on top of that, with how they played the economy here, it's been intentional. They wanted to get that AWP out for Wumbo. It can be the make or break here on Dust 2. We've said it countless times, and Opera can single-handedly dictate the outcome of a map here on Dust 2. Wumbo's going to try and be that difference maker. He's 0-3 so far, but all that matters is that he hits his shots with the sniper.
Cái này Tèo nghĩ là hủy
We'll
diệt
know
thôi
here
chứ
shortly if,
cũng chả có gì đâu.
The op is going to be able to get active, and that's information has been gained. Definitely know there's a lot of bodies here. Hopefully Refuser can call that out.
So much aggression here over towards long doors. There's 4 T's that was scaling out of there. One will be stripped away, and on top of that, Wombo now with the
Hết
opposite.
đạn,
One
xui
more.
chưa?
Fuser joins the tally. Damage wrestling things back, and Seal on the other side of the map has found impact as well. Bomb was spotted over towards long doors, but at this point, Damage just tucks tail and run, trying to reconvene with his teammate. Seal's been brought down low, but in exchange, he's done the same creep out. So it's 2 low players on Fisher College. Hyper Spirit, Damage is the only one who's healthy.
Everybody is so widely spread out.
If Damage goes down across 3 players, we'll have 25 HP.
That timing got missed, and yeah, they might be able to kill like CEO here, but
oh no way! Oh my god, what is the
Má thằng này nó tham minh lõ ác thề. Hai pha tham minh lõ ác. Điên co mẹ. Tham minh thế này thì cút.
That's absolutely brutal. And now creep out is trying to creep back in through CT. He'll catch CO on a timing of his own.
Không có kill. Bài tham thôi.
He has to get through Damage, and a missed Molotov spells his fate. Fisher College are on a dry spell right now.
Yeah, they have not. If we count the 4 rounds here, that's 9 and 4. That's 13 that they've lost in a row, counting the last map. Ever since they got to 11, they just have not been able to get back into the server. Like, yeah, I know Krapau was having some, what I would assume, either power issues, connection issues, something. He was the one who left, but I'm like, you know, typically, ooh, nice shot. Okay, nice tag.
Okay, Rain's brought down to half HP. He is using the op, so if there's anybody who's going to be at that low HP, it's not necessarily bad to be him, but he goes into the line of fire of that scout. So opening kill here for Fisher College. There's Deagles in play as well. There's a little bit to be said about a round like this.
Yeah, they always seem to get, like, even on these weird, like, eco rounds, they still manage to get the first kill. Like, I mean, they're doing good when it comes to that.
They've stayed threatening, but they just can't close.
I was saying, Hyperspirit are doing a good job of not letting it get to them, pretty much realizing based off the kill, like, okay, they're on an eco, and they just get that confidence back. And that's one of the things I noticed, like, in the majors, like, if you have confidence, like, you can do anything. And I think that's what Hyperspirit have right now, is just that confidence buffer, that confidence boost. They're just sticking away from the stack, and
Vitality
the B side's gonna
confidence in spades then. Cementing their era with a major win.
Yes, in Vita we trust. That is the theme of our Discord. It's in Vita we trust.
I really loved the way he entered the grand finals. That was great.
Oh, it
was also great to hear them actually cheer for him when he started doing his post game interview, because I've got a buddy of mine who's French. He messaged me at one point. He was like, "Why does NA hate Vitality?" I was like, "Oh wait, hold up.
Wait, why
they
is
have a kit?
Critics so far away?"
Okay, they don't have a kit. Okay,
okay.
Holy. Okay, Hyperspirit needs to thank their lucky stars. That almost got so bad. I mean, still, it's 2 AKs recovered for Fisher College. But
you know what? I'll count that as a win.
God. That's a win on an eco. That's a win on an eco. Yeah, I have a guy that I work with sometimes with this stuff. He does some casting and observing work for me. And he asked me, like, you know, why does NA hate Apex and Vitality? And I was like, I don't think they do. It's just, you know, they're the #1 right now, and they love Mongols, and you kind of want to see who's going to end that streak, right? But I mean, we saw it as soon as those finals concluded. They were still cheering for him, and that was
yeah,
good.
Like, I mean,
we still respect the game.
Yeah, like once
Ném
he
trái lửa lỗi
won,
vô
like
cùng.
once Vitality won,
Má,
I say he,
AK
like
vậy chết
Apex, like
Út.
once he did, like we were like,
Chấm
okay,
hỏi.
like you obviously earned it. We tried our best to like get the underdog to win or cheer for somebody else, because I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a Mongols fan. Like,
Right.
I love me some Mongols and
Mongols are
I
popular.
love their story, like, but I also do respect the fact that like they didn't. So what was it? The Paris major was very much a like, okay, they had an easy run, but when you look at Vitality's run when it comes to the Austin major, it's like they earned that one. Like they definitely had to like kill it. And so, we can respect whenever somebody does something well, and that's definitely what happened. Is like,
That flash revealed CO. Oh my god, he's now isolated against all three of these players. Hold up, this round is looking like it's going to be Fisher College's first one to put on the board. They only have to get over Critic in the back of the site, and eventually he will be felled. Plenty of kits to go around. All right, so finally, the Hyper Spirit streak is broken. All we had to do is not talk about them. They just have performance anxiety, Ice.
That's all it is. If you don't look at them, then they can perform. You just have to turn away and just not look at them. What it boils down to.
They get nervous, man. All we had to do was just not talk about them. So we'll in the interest of chat and having an entertaining match, we'll continue to talk about anything but this game.
I mean, whenever they provide me something to talk about, then I'm happy to talk about it.
Yeah, but, no. But like, we can't though, because look, we're already kind of talking about it again. I was gonna say they've come at an early disadvantage for the damage department because Wumbo was brought low.
Game này
But
không biết có
actually
tài nữa hay
there
không
was,
chứ.
chunky
Game này
HE
phải
that
It was a
under.
chunky HE, yeah, and lower.
that landed on
bắn
3
phải
players of
under
Hyper
đi.
Spirit. So now, oh my god, another HE, 55 damage on the CO. Okay. Our Fisher College over their performance block. Finally able to do it. Not even on the big stage, but just while talkcasters are talking about them. That's their story.
Nice flash.
That was a great flash. What a beautiful setup. All right. Fisher College. They're getting into the game. They're feeling it out. And seemingly consecutive rounds. Feels hard to imagine Critic pulls this one off. That would be devastating. He's gotten one. But as he walks into the line of Wumbo, he'll be put down.
Jumbo.
I was trying to think of a pun, with Wumbo there, and I was like, yeah, I don't got anything. We're rusty, man. We're rusty. The critics are going to come for us.
Critics are going to come for us. They're going to rain down on top of us for our lack of punning. And then they're gonna say "Kapow!"
I was gonna do such a dumb one. I was just gonna go A's. Like that was gonna be that's not even a pun. I was just gonna say his name because that's like sometimes a exclamation that people will make.
Uh-oh.
A's.
Nice.
Oh.
A's.
A.
99 damage.
Oh.
But the nade ain't one.
But the nade ain't one. Oh, easy cleanup for Wumbo.
Got 99 damage, but the nade ain't one.
Bắt đầu rồi đấy.
Yeah, but Wumbo will
Mấy
lock
ngày
it
bắt
in.
đầu
Just
như
feed
game 1
those
rồi
to
đấy.
your opera, get the confidence up.
Không
Give
khác
him
gì
the
cái game
ease.
1.
He's gonna hit tab and look at his util damage. I forget who threw that, but he's like, "Yeah, that was me. That was all me."
That was me. I did all that. Look at that assist. That was me.
Oh.
Má cầm ốp đẩy luôn mà.
Boom is
Nice.
Đẳng cấp
burning out the
chưa?
volley. Okay, all right. Things look
He's
to be
wide open.
Oh, I was gonna say things look to be solid here for Fisher College, but This B side is a really cruel mistress. If they get this bomb down, all of a sudden things get very uncomfortable for Fisher College, and sure enough, those digits are punched in. This round is still on for Hyper Spirit, despite being at a 2-man disadvantage. It's really hard to break through this B site, and there's no split as well. They're all coming in from the same direction. They could end up getting funneled into these kills. So that time ticks away. There's 5 kits in play. They have a little bit of time to work with, but they need to start pressing on the gas, trying to break through, but it's just being funneled into the blender right now. As they walk through those doors, they get absolutely mowed down, and it is a flawless post plant.
Set up bài vỡ trong sai ác chưa?
Like, you sent nobody through tons. You didn't wait for the smoke to disappear, and you literally kind of scripted it. Whereas, like, you're literally getting funneled in. Like, if you're not sending anybody through tons, all you have to do is just focus on the doors. And I've said this time and time again: the B side is one of the hardest ones to retake, especially if you're just gonna walk through the corridor of death. I mean, that's essentially like what they did there. That was, I don't know what I just watched there, but that was ridiculous. Like, yeah, you're gonna lose a match if you just walk through and all you gotta do is just spray in one direction. Golly.
Yeah, I mean,
That was painful to watch.
And we saw it formulating as well, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want it to happen. I was just,
they get into the site, they get that plant down, and then you see the lack of any split, and it just, that pit in your stomach starts to grow. You've seen it before, where you just get funneled into those fights. And I mean, well done to Hyper Spirit. Good shooting. There was a little bit of utility from Fisher College to try and flush them
đánh
out,
chậm
make them
rồi.
uncomfortable.
Lần
But
này
they
thì
just
mấy thằng
sort of dug
Hybrid
in their heels,
bắt
and,
đầu đánh chậm rồi đấy.
well, as a result, they go
Mà
back to
cũng không
putting
chậm
up
lắm.
consecutive rounds, it seems, unless we get a 1v5 out of A's, and they already seem to have an idea as where he is. As they're spotting out Catwalk, they'll jump peek it. Rain is credited with the kill. But nonetheless, Hyper Spirit up to 7.
most likely 8 based on the economy here, which Valve needs to fix their economy. And we're gonna potentially, hopefully, have a 8-4 score line. I'm gonna call it 8-4 score line. We're gonna Hyper Spirit are gonna get this one, and then Fisher College are gonna get the next one. So I'm gonna call the 8-4 score line.
I'm making the prediction for 9-3, man.
Whatever I
don't
say
know.
is not it, right?
Nah, it's just, I'm looking at the economy. I think their loss bonus into the next is 1900. It might be 24, but I don't know, man. It just feels like Fisher College can't close out these rounds, and now they're low on utility. Wumbo really depends on their loss bonus for whether or not he can bring out the op. I think if it's 24, he definitely can, but if it's 19, it's a little sketchy. Might have to glass op.
Cô lại win.
Okay, I see it's just farming.
3 hay là 8-4 này.
Hyper Spirit up to 8, and now we'll see who's right between us. Wumbo does have enough money to get the AWP. Loss bonus is a little bit higher than I anticipated.
Lại là full buy nhưng mà không có dép đầu đến từ đội hình của bên phía Fisher.
Shout out to everybody with 6
một viên
or
thẳng
12
mồm là chết.
kills on Hyper Spirit side.
Oh my god, yeah, that's hilarious.
All right, let's see which one of us is correct. 9-3 or 8-4.
Only one can emerge correct.
2 go in, only 1 can come out. This is why I don't gamble.
Oh, but no matter what, at the end of the day, we'll kiss and make up.
That's fair. Because I refuse her to allow our friendship to be
Shut the
dictated
Shut
by
up.
gambling.
Oh, I love you. All right, pressing through the smoke. Now he gets one done. He's actually the one to pick up the kill on the smoke spam. CO trying to keep things in contention here for Hyper Spirit, but they're at a man disadvantage and struggling to break through onto this A site as they're just being pelted with utility over towards that ramp, and A's crawls forward once more, single-handedly putting this round in the bag for Fisher College as he's on a 4K. Last one will be picked up by Wumbo, but he makes sure that Ice's prediction comes to fruition.
I win.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody with 13 kills. Let's go.
Shout out A's for the 4K.
I was like, A's on the ace? What? I was kind of hoping he would. I'm like, A's in the ace.
Mm-hmm. The A's ace.
Ace. Ace.
All right, so something salvaged at the end of the half for Fisher College. Can they snowball that into more? Honestly, 4 rounds out of your CT side, that's not unworkable. This map can definitely be heavily T-sided. Sort of just depends on how much the CTs are able to dictate the pace of certain engagements, especially over towards mid, it feels like a lot of the times. But all that matters is that you're able to close out on your T side here. As they throw out that flash through mid, they're going to start to split, it seems. But they start to double back towards Catwalk, and that means the demise of Refuser. He eats a USP shot to the head, and now they're left a little stranded here, and that space retaken by Hyper Spirit. Cross Smoke will be sent out. They seem to want to set their sights over towards B, but now they're just being caught in this awkward limbo. Wumbo trying to right the ship. Oh my god, what a shot. Now Damage having to retake in. Threw that to Smoke, but yeah, the bombs dropped. There's a player splitting here between the two. Caught on both sides of the smoke, but my god, Hyper Spirit are aware of it. Comes down to the 1v1, dually spamming away out of ammo. Wumbo, that USP betrays him, and Hyper Spirit get a 9th round.
That is the difference between 12 bullets and 30 bullets, Al.
Just watching him reload was so painful.
Oh my god, that was hard to watch, but I mean, that's ultimately, yeah, long range, but the dualies and the 30 bullets is you don't hit your shots, man. That USP, it's a great gun, but only got 12 bullets in the magazine, man.
Oh my god. I want to be honest, man. The Glock just hits in CS2, and I find myself rarely ever upgrading to the USB anymore. The Glock just hits.
So does the FAMAS.
Yeah. Remember when the yeah, all right, take 2. Remember when the FAMAS got that slight price buff and it took you like a month to run it?
Yeah, and I still don't run it.
Yeah, me neither. Not anymore.
I mean,
because I started picking up the Scout. I've just been doing like crazy zooming around the map Scout things. I still will sometimes pick up a FAMAS. I'm gonna be honest. I've been doing a lot of like I don't know if trolling is necessarily the word, but I've been actively trying to tilt the other team a lot lately. So I've been buying a lot of
sau sẽ là một round thi đấu full eco.
I mean, the auto sniper is that's slaps. I'll give you that one.
It's just such a tilter. People get so mad about it, and it's just been like the thing that I'm prioritizing most now. In pistol rounds, I'll buy a Zeus, and I'm just like, I'll like kill one person with it, and then I'll be like, that's my target to tilt for the game, and then I'll just like spend the game trying to figure out where he's going. Like I'll just try and keep a tab on him and where he lurks, and I'll just specifically try and like tilt them. It's that's been my current endeavors in Counter-Strike, my MM games. I'm a terrible person, I'm aware, but it's funny.
I'm gonna be honest. I wished that at some point during the major we could have seen somebody pulling out an auto sniper just for kicks and giggles. Like I hate that we don't see it.
It's a funny gun.
It's simple pulling out the XM. I'm like, bro, stop.
Yeah.
He did it so much, and it pissed me off. I was like, dude, stop buying the auto shot, please.
Yeah.
Stop. Ow.
All right. Well, A's just swallows an HE, and eventually he's taken down by Critic. Will be put to bed by Wumbo's Deagle, but that's all the Deagle will find here. Fisher College once again crumbling out of the second half of a map, but this time, well, they don't have the cushion to work with. I mean,
The question is,
maybe they're preferring it. It makes it less painful, you know? It's just less painful this way.
the ultimate question is Hyper Spirit are they gonna crumble like Fisher College did when they got to 11-4, or is
That's
this
true.
going to be them actually saying no, we are just clearly the better team?
This was the breaking point. You caught me in a yawn. I'm sorry.
I apologize. Big yawn.
Yeah, that you suck.
They're contagious, man.
Golly.
Phải
All right.
liền tham
Well,
min
great
tham
opening
minh.
kill. Damage.
Hai thằng kia
Beautiful
lo nó làm
crossfire
hết.
established with him. And all right,
Ngu
well,
chưa?
Hyper Spirit don't seem to have the same woes that Fisher. Oh my God, dude. What is that? Oh, through the smoke, through the door, doesn't matter. Hyper Spirit find 12 nonetheless. They don't have that same barrier that Fisher College seemed to have on Nuke. They punch right through it. Match point and 8 chances to close Dust 2 and the series.
Double scout.
Double scout. Double scout, double Galil, and one bow on an 8K.
Womp womp womp. Oh.
Womp. I knew you. Dang it. I didn't think you were going for that, so I was going to steal it. Get out of my head.
Dang.
Yeah, that's it. That's the killing blow. They just walk right
That's-
into the line of fire. This forced by Fisher College just gets completely
Easy win.
blown out of the water. And, well, blown out of the water is a great way to describe the end of that series. Fisher College just get